Hello, merhaba, and welcome back to Turkey. I am back in Istanbul, but leaving again after my trip to Bursa to the islands. The Prince's Islands is what they're called, and this ferry takes about 1 hour and 45 minutes. We are going to Büyükada, which is the largest of Istanbul's islands and a great place to get away from the city for a few days if you're looking for some sun and I think some quiet. So fast forward, I have now arrived here where I'm staying on the island of Büyükada. This is the incredible view. The Sea of Marmara behind the pine trees there. This is the Kösk Orman Hotel. What a beautiful location this is. It is a mansion up in the hills here. There are no cars on this island. I walked here in the hot sun and I have now freshened up, ready to head out this afternoon and explore a little bit. I will talk more about the island and some things you can see and do here. And before I head out, let me show you my room in this very exciting place to stay. I really feel like I'm on holiday a million miles away from Istanbul, even though it is just across the sea there. So from the balcony here, let me take you through to the room in this wooden 130-year-old mansion for a very historical place to stay. This is the wardrobe, the bedroom through here. Everything smelling of history with this stone wall behind the bed and a colourful glass window. Very quiet. We've got the pine trees as a backdrop up the hill behind the mansion and round here. Let's go to the ensuite. More views outside there. A high ceiling. There is a bath too, and it fits in with the aesthetic of the old buildings on the island. Heading outside now. This is the pool and the view of the mansion here in the late afternoon. So quiet and peaceful. This Büyükada is the largest of the Prince's Islands in the archipelago off Istanbul. It's around 20 kilometers south across on the Sea of Marmara, but still close enough that you can see the skyscrapers of the city. So many of the buildings, like my hotel, are made from timber, and this island was a retreat for many officials and high-ranking people during the Ottoman and Byzantine empires. through the wooded area and just coming across this quite interesting building which is on the other side of the fence here. Slightly spooky. It is, according to one person's review on Google, what was once one of the largest wooden buildings in the world. It's abandoned. It was previously a hotel and an orphanage, and it hasn't been demolished yet. It's still standing, but looks as if it could collapse any moment, and kind of a slightly spooky, haunted feeling to it with the broken windows and cracked wood. Really looks like the setting of a horror film. Just peek through here. Look at this place. Closed since 1964 in the middle of these woods. Take a look at the large, grand white buildings or mansions. Coming down from the views on the top of the hill there after seeing the orphanage, and currently on the way to Trotsky's old house. But there are just so many mansions dotted around on the main streets here. Really elaborate, some of them probably owned by some very rich and important people in the past who came to this island as a retreat from Istanbul. Making my way around the corner, I've found the home of Leon Trotsky, although it was abandoned, overgrown. You can't even enter the ruins, so it's difficult to see. There's only a few glimpses that you can get through the fence. It's where he spent 4 years following his exile from Russia, so it's worth a look in if you're interested in the history, but there's not a lot to see. So now here for dinner in this peaceful, idyllic garden restaurant. It's called Seest, and they have treated me to dinner here, and well, we've got really a lot of starters. There is a eggplant dish, there's one with hummus, and there's also shrimp, and on top of that also some Turkish wine, so very excited to dig in. So for the main here we have stuffed steak and also a sea bass dish, which looks incredible. I love the presentation, almost dropped it there, of this place. The sea bass is very fresh tasting. The steak is really tender. I don't think I've ever tried steak with vegetables inside before. And I think one of the signature things about this restaurant is that a lot of the food is really colorful. It's all tasting really fresh and wholesome, and such a great ambience with the garden and the music as well. And if you're looking for vegan or vegetarian food, there are many options here, so you'll have no shortage of choice in that department. So welcome back. It is the next day and I'm here on this swinging wooden seat right outside my room, soaking in the peaceful view. I can see the Sea of Marmara and the pine trees in the foreground. The dinner last night was incredible and followed up by a wonderful breakfast this morning. Omelette, different pieces of salami and cheeses in typical Turkish breakfast fashion, olives, tomatoes and cucumbers, then mixed with different homemade jams. The guy that runs this guest house said that he makes the jams himself. They have walnut, there's a marmalade sitting on the balcony there overlooking the view in the morning. Such a nice place to wake up to in tranquility here. So having left Kösk, Orman, now heading up the trail to Ayia Yorgi Monastery, which is quite a prominent place above the rest of the island, and had to take a little minibus of sorts to get here using my Istanbul card. You can just use Google Maps to check the bus times and numbers, and then from here it is a bit of a walk up this trail to reach the monastery. Following the trek to the top, you can make your way into the Ayia Yorgi church, which is a Greek Orthodox church, and it's free to enter. And inside it's impressive and atmospheric. And just nearby, make sure that you enter the cafe or restaurant where you can sit and soak in the panoramic views of the surrounding islands and sea. Making the trek up to the top is worthwhile for the church, but also to take a break and see the rest of the island and its surrounding scenery from this vantage point. So this was mostly a laid-back vlog. The trip itself was a sort of holiday where I decided to just pepper in a little bit of filming to show you what Büyükada or the Prince's Islands are like. It's not one of my regular style videos, which are more detailed with more shots of me vlogging. So in case you felt like this was a kind of casual video, that's mainly the reason. The link for both Kösk Orman Hotel and the Seest Cafe restaurant are in the video description if you want to take advantage of them while you're in Büyükada. I recommend both highly, and I want to thank them both for hosting me during my stay on the island. See you in the next video here in Turkey. Peace.